Return of the Obra Dinn is a deep, complex game made by Lucas Pope. He was also the creator of Papers, Please, but this game should not ride on the coattails of his previous work. While it may not be for everyone, Obra Dinn is original, well executed, and a true vision of what video games can be. All created by basically one man. Return to Obra's Den is built on some mechanics that are a bit complex, so I'll do my best to try and explain them in a way that is easy to understand. The website explains it as an insurance adventure with minimal color. And while that is not wrong, it does not do it justice. You do work as an insurance investigator, but the game is more of a mystery or whodunit rather than an adventure. It is complex, but the game is great. Try and follow me here. A boat shows up at a dock after 5 years with no one on it. Originally, there were 60 people on the boat. Now that it is back, there isn't a soul in sight. Your job is to assess how everyone passed for insurance purposes. You have 2 items to aid you in your dirty insurance ways, a book and a stopwatch. The book contains all necessary information, a list of all the passengers, where they are from, their job, and a photo of them. It also takes notes for you as you uncover the story, what is happening and at what point in the ship's journey it is happening at. The book also contains a glossary of pirate words and a map of the boat. The stopwatch is what allows you to assess the death. When you find a body aboard, it transports you to the exact moment they died, a freeze frame. You are free to walk around and explore, but that freeze frame and a small amount of dialogue are all the information you get. And that's the game. You find bodies, you see how that specific person perished, and you have to identify their name, cause of death, and who did it if it was the cause of another. For each person, the game presents you with a 3-star rating of difficulty. 1 star is easiest, 3 stars is hardest. The pictures of the people also provide an important mechanic. If the photo is blurry, you do not have enough information to identify them. If clear, you have been presented enough information to correctly pin all the facts. This game is highly original, brain-bending, and truly enthralling. There is so much story to unravel within the crew and their tales, and it will take everything you've got to fill out your book. At this point, I'm going to warn you of 2 things. I will be showing spoilers. I won't go out of my way to spoil the game for you, but to show you how I feel about it, I will have to show some spoilers. If anything I've told you so far interests you, I highly recommend picking up the game for yourself and working through the puzzles because it is a really genuine experience. But it is a different experience for everyone, and that is my second point. This is what I thought of this game, these are my thoughts and my opinions, and I do not expect you to agree or disagree. Take the information I present you, play the game for yourself, and formulate your own opinion. This game is very personal, and I encourage you to have your own unique experience. This is one of the most original and genuine games I've ever played. It really inspires and gives me hope for what the future of video games as a whole could be. There is a lot good about this game, and I want to go over each individual piece that makes it great. The actual story of the ship is very fun to uncover. Each person has a part to play in the fall of the Obra Dinn, and the way the information is presented to the player, it really feels important to find out what happened to the crew. The information is never forced down your throat. They make you explore and want that information, which makes the player feel important and makes the gameplay really feel like a genuine, unique experience. And the story does not disappoint. It is enthralling the whole way through. The first chapter you are presented is the last moments of the Obra Dinn's journey, and from there it feels like you are peeling away at a very dense onion, one freeze frame at a time. The story encompasses a kraken, mutiny, betrayal, evil shrimp mermaids, crab monsters, love, and all of the booty your heart desires. The camera work in this game is phenomenal, and there isn't much of it. For most of the game you have control of the camera as it is a first-person game, but they do get to decide where to first place you within the freeze frame, and some of those shots are pretty stunning. Even with the minimalist graphics, it feels like a movie with wonderfully crafted cinematography. But even what the camera allows you to see within each freeze frame feels very cinematic. I think this is a testament to what video games can be and how much of an individual, original art form they are. No other medium gives you this much control of a story. It feels so personal. The player, while in full control of the insurance agent, is only allowed so much information within each freeze frame, and the camera is your vessel for taking it in. The more observant you are, the more connections you can make. The control you get over the camera is very original and works like nothing I've ever experienced. The book in Return of the Obra Dinn provides a mechanic I've personally never seen in the video game medium before. It kind of acts as an in-game journal. but it is also the vessel for you to obtain information. It keeps track of everything for you. The time, notes on what happened, who appeared and what was said in each freeze frame, a map of the ship, who you are capable of identifying, a list of the people and all their roles, and even a glossary. You can also look at a specific person and the book will point out every scene they are in on the map, and which scene was the first and last that they appeared in. It also has a bookmark feature. If you are trying to identify a specific person, you can bookmark them, and that will allow you to skip to every scene they are in with ease. This is just an incredibly original idea and is executed very well. The other item you get is the stopwatch. It allows you to see the exact moment someone died if you are looking at their body. What a weird idea, and if I had this idea, my first thought would not be to implement it in a pirate insurance game. But boy am I glad that's what happened. The stopwatch's use and the way it comes to you is mysterious, and the game never really acknowledges that. But who cares? It's so cool. There isn't much else to say about what it does. Just like the book, this is an extremely original concept and it is executed greatly. This, or the book, could have been a great video game by themselves, but we get both. The sound design is quite minimal, but it does the job. The music is great. It establishes the mood very well. And I believe it was all done in MIDI, which is an impressive feat. But the small amount of dialogue you get is wonderfully crafted. The game feeds you the dialogue before you get control of the freeze frame with a blank screen only showing the captions. So the dialogue has to be believable because there is nothing else to distract you. And it is. The accents and the emotions conveyed are top notch. Once you do get visuals and control back, the audio is great. The sounds of the ocean, rain, or anything else that can terrify you while on a ship are not only effective, but they are also mixed well. The music and sound effects balance is great. The swelling of sound is great. The immersion is great. All around, while quite minimal, the sound design is great.
What madness is this? 20 years my steward had never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. Those ungodly beasts carry a curse. Throw them back or do it all. Tie him up and put him in the labyrinth with those things. Keep yet buying his sentence.
The depth and detail of this game is peerless. The accents are perfect. The detail of the settings are amazing. I had someone in chat tell me that they identified a person because of his socks. There are minute details that if you pay attention to can allow you to connect information to identify someone. Numbers on a hammock, who someone is standing next to in a picture, a last name connection between two brothers, what someone is wearing, what room someone is standing in, a racist slur, or countless things I didn't even notice. There isn't just one way of identifying someone. It can be done any way that you uncover. The game will not tell you that you have correctly identified someone unless you have identified 3 correctly. And there is no better feeling than when that happens. It makes you want to go back to every freeze frame and identify everyone. This game is incredible, almost perfect even, but it does have a few things that may hinder the experience slightly. I don't think the art is totally a bad thing. I struggled deciding what category to put this under. I would say that the game isn't hurt by the way it looks. Sometimes it is difficult to see minute details, but it is never all that bad. And the game doesn't need better graphics. It fulfills its goals in full and succeeds in all dimensions. Personally, I really like the way it looks, but I could see it being divisive. It is also original, and I get it. There could be a handful of reasons that it wasn't in a traditional style, but the reason I put it in the bad category is that personally, I think it would have been even better if the art was fully realized and detailed. But I do commend the game for accomplishing everything it does with so little. I think it is a total contrast to the last game I reviewed, Greece. Greece had incredible art, but the gameplay was lacking. This game has incredible gameplay and less spectacular art, and the latter wins every time. There is an inherent problem in some puzzle games that is the replayability. This isn't something that can really be fixed and is a problem that will persist. Puzzle games, for the most part, are personal experiences that you get once. Maybe you can go back and try it again in a different way, but specifically in this game, once you have discovered who someone is, you can't unlearn that information. You play it once and that is that. Which is okay, because Obra Dinn isn't trying to be something it's not. This game isn't for everyone. Some people will not enjoy it. Any art is subjective and can't reach everyone, but Return of the Obra Dinn is especially niche. I love it and all of its design choices, but I understand that everyone will not. I recommend looking up some useful gameplay tips before diving into this game. It does not do a great job of helping you navigate the small details that will help you along the way. I wasn't aware of all the helpful things the book was capable of until I looked somewhere else. The execution of teaching some of the mechanics of the game could have been a bit more elegant. In finality, a lot is minimal about this game, but despite that, it is an amazing piece of art that really pushes the boundaries of what video games can be. It is a poster child for the belief that if your mechanics are flawless, graphics and other flashy bits aren't necessary. Sure, it could have been a bit more extravagant, but it didn't need it. The game does everything it is intended to do with much grace. It is original, mind-bending, enthralling, slightly frustrating, and so much fun. Do yourself a favor and pick this baby up.